Good evening, this season. Blue Sox lead 2 points to nil. St Helens best trip to the ball.
Yes, thank you very much. You ended the first lesson. And I was just saying before, I was really looking forward to working with you at Old Trafford, because I think Saints are going to go all the way, but unfortunately online, I don't think Sean McRae will be too happy with that at this stage. All part of the game plan, Gavel, I assure you.
But unfortunately, still recognisable. Halifax trying to play it quickly and take advantage. And it goes to the Halifax players that are in the boot, but on that occasion it was straight right. Giving Halifax the advantage, Pearson up to left half. Pearson playing for the penalty. Well, off, just get it. Get it going at pace. Right, wraps him up, 12 metres away. Right. Halifax players play for the penalty, and he's not been sent to the funding for it's a reversal of a professional foul, really. Clinton lost to Chester. He's left his teenage years behind this week, played plenty. Yesterday, also been selected in the Great Britain squad, only 6 weeks. Long on his own line. Well, he went down a bit quickly there, saw the advancing Blue Sox players. If he'd have got up, of course, he'd have got him back over his try line, as they're trying to do with Cunningham.
He slipped. Wasn't it? Oh, the ball, he's lost the ball there, Cunningham. I'll come out in the tackle now. We're looking at the referee. What's he give? He'll give a knock on. It's going to be head and feed for the Blue Sox again. Pressure by the Blue Sox on the Saints. Up here again, obviously, going Blue Sox way. It was awarded a penalty. He took it quick, did Clinch. Mustn't have took it from the correct blade of grass, but anyway, the referee said it would force a scrum. He's forced the scrum down again, and it's the Blue Sox, it's Moana, pull long, forces him over to the touchline.
Well, I think Moana was looking for the player coming inside there. Nobody. Accepting the invitation, Gibson away to Chester. Long pass out here, lines open, Bloom's in for the try, missed it there. Well, linesman's put his flags in. Great defending there. Well, Aitchison was one. Blum played, but I don't think he got the ball down. Well, I think he should have gone. He perhaps should have dived to the line a little bit earlier, because he was trying to go over, and there were 2 men, and they were always pushing him towards the corner flag anyway. He should have dipped the shoulder and gone down. Didn't matter about making the kick easier, but forced out to play. Good defending from Saints on their own line, and now they've a chance to go back to the other end of the fielding.
Yes, very fortunate there. The Saints man came in for the interception. The big wide pass over to Bloom, and there was a gap wider in the Mersey there, and he couldn't make it. Great tackling by the Saints. Forced him touching goal. Saints restart from the centre of the 20. Hulov tries to get away. Taken by the jersey, and by Clinch. Powell comes in. Sculthorpe takes it up. Good run by Sculthorpe. The big man there. Skis Joyce with him. Oh, Joyce under the stick. Super stuff by the Saints. Once again against the run of play. Great work there by the Saints as they moved it out. Hulov took him on. They couldn't get him down. It was flipped inside to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe took up the run in on the main, well, not the main stand side, but that far stand side. And then obviously flipped inside to join to he came in at pace, and all the Blue Sox on the back foot, and they couldn't catch him. So once again, Darryl, taking obviously from attacking and putting pressure on the Saints line, not coming away with points, and the Saints have come the full length of the field again. Pendlebury will be doing his nuts.
Well, I don't think they'll be the only one. Poor defending again, one end of the field to the other. And Halifax stood back at Merton Road, and what Saints do is suffered one of the heaviest defeats of the season. When they looked as though they may have been getting somewhere, but Saints have done it again, did a bit of a gap. Gavin Clinton out the Newell, I noticed he was touching his ear, so Herbert was caught a boot. No back of his defence. Sculthorpe, I think, had got himself a bit of a shove off Halifax defenders. He went fast and joined. Well, nobody to stop him, nobody left. Halifax back and up in the line trying to help out the forwards, as they have been most of the season. but the defensive line in the three quarters, although there might be a lot of full-backs to catch the ball, they're not showing the full-back tackling skills just up to now. With the 12 points to 2 down, still a long way to go, but again, good high deep kick, and Mercer has only just got into his stride, men waiting for him, O'Neill and Cunningham. Bloom again, looking for a way through. Martin and Long, takes half-back, moving to close him down. Addison's running off a short ball into the outside defence. 3 men there, Addison through one. Rolling it from active half. And Martin leads the tackling to Sean Long. Just inside the Saints half, Halifax have made good progress. Get it to make some more. But the Saints defence moving up, went into the shoulder. Had no effect on the tacklers. And Clinch goes to the air, down towards Aitchison. And Aitchison will stand there and take them all day. And here he goes again, through 2 defenders. And John Pendleton is going to have a word or two to say about the defence at half-time, if he's not sending the messages on already.
Yeah, I would imagine he would be, Darryl, but great tackling by the Saints on the props, Harrison and Skerritt, because they can always unload it in the tackle, and that's what they have been doing throughout the season. And it's got to be closed down. But Saints have come up with 2 blockbusting tries right against the run of play, but superb tries, obviously, because they've penetrated the Halifax defence. They just haven't been around. Long changes the point of attack onto Chris Smith. He gets the ball to Kieran Cunningham. Cunningham looks to unload, but he's wrapped up there by Chris Chester. Paul Rowley comes in, another tackle as well, and Cunningham doesn't like it. Saints move it over to the left. Is it the last tackle of the set of 6? Tommy Martin again! Breaks down the wing, turns it inside to Joint. Joint round the man to Sullivan. Sullivan rounds his man. Oh, Saints did it again. Super stuff by the Saints. 3 tries in the space of 8 minutes. Obviously we're in the 16th minute now. Martin scored in the 8th, Joint in the 13th, and Sullivan in the super handling by the Saints. The ball taken up midfield, then he was slipped to left to the maestro, Tommy Martin. Anthony Sullivan in there for his 24th of the season, his 22nd I think it is, in Super League. It is his 22nd, but good handling there. Halifax couldn't close them down, couldn't stop the man with the ball. Went in for the tackle, but the ball was released, and Saints in again for the 3rd try of the side in 8 minutes. And the signs looking ominous, Darryl. As this 4 full days for you to recover. Is it enough?
Well, it didn't look like it, did it? But we did it again. The ball went up. The City was only going live. Halifax should have moved it. He's heard out the tackle. 4 straight into the kick. Instead, they're melting off the tackles again. You're allowed to release the ball in the tackle, I think, and there's always somebody there, and Halifax should know that by now. They've watched it, John Pendleton, he watches Ashley on the table, he watches all the teams every week. So there's the game plan, so there's the options. But the Blue Sox are not covering the Saints attack, and at the moment it's looking woeful as Long slops another one over from the touchline. And crowd record is looking very crumbly, to say the least, of this year.
Yeah, Saints have to be hammered. 36 points to 2 by Wigan at Swansea. Saints have only had 1 loss in the last 10 matches. That was at Leeds. 37 points to 18, and even that scoreline didn't reflect the game after being 18-0 down. We've also had a draw at home, 32 apiece. So I suppose we were lucky there, but they're just hitting form right, and obviously great for, well, obviously we've not won the match yet, Darryl, but be great for Sean McKay to go out with a bang.
It's looking that way at the moment. Well, it's opted for 4 forwards on the bench of John Pendleton, and I don't think it'll be too long before 1 or 2 of them are coming onto this field. Addison draws 3 to him again. And the centre spot Martin. Back to Clinch. Last tackle. Clinch let the tip over the top. Down the gap, defends on the bounce. It's gone over towards Sullivan. And Powell and Clinch have done a good job on Sullivan. But Saints again 5 metres away from their own line. Anything can happen.
Yes, and just not getting the bounce of the ball there with a chip through from Clinch. As Newlove comes cross field. And Newlove's again. He's hurling up the up the field, beating 2, 3, walking past them there. Oh, and getting a little bit of clog as well as you love it. He's laughing, he's having a laugh about it. The referee's moved right in. Whether the Blue Sox losing the composure, Cunningham strips it to Damien Smith. Oh, the Saints are rampant. 18 points to 2 they lead. And Goldspink, the enforcer, drives it up. Get it. One of the tacklers in. Now Saints unload to the left. Martin glubbers it through. Sullivan's going to chase it. It's going to be too deep. Yes, just too deep. Pearson lets it go. But there again, as you said, Adel, it was on our own line. And we've come the full length again. Well, all around about 10 or 15 metres. Glubbered it through. The ball just going dead. Too much beef on it. And the Blue Sox to restart from the centre of B20. Moana taking the ball up, taken by Long.
Well, Oliver has to go back again and force the Saints back down to their own line. But when he's done that, he's still to come back 90 metres and bring the ball back again. It's a little bit slow this round for any player or any team really. Rowley's taking the challenge up on his own into Tommy Martin. Dale Powell arching out, please run round the Chester. Men out here, Gillespie out to Bullbank. Bullbank throws the dummy, then turns it back inside. But Halifax lose possession. Well, it's panic. It's turning into panic now. Desperation for Halifax. They had half a chance there, but they couldn't control the football again. Yeah, obviously putting a speculator out. It was touched back by a Saints player, went to Aitchison, then to Chris Smith. He launched a challenge upfield. Now it's to Perolini. Rowley in at the tackle. He's got through hell of an amount of tackling. Harrison, the captain. Now, as you said, Darrell, 4 forwards on the bench. Saints have had more or less 4 forwards for the majority of the season. Hammond, he can operate equally as well in the forwards or in the backs. Well, the ball's lost there. Sean Long seems to drop the ball. Moana and Rowley in the tackle. And the referee, what's he ruling? Looks though he definitely lost the ball. Well, he said 2 in the tackle, it was reached out. I think he was conned there, Devil. Well, he's a bit generous, perhaps that's to make up for the knock-on against Sean Long earlier. I think what he's done is said that they're pulling around away from the ball rather than pulling the ball out. Man's dead, it's good up, it's out of the tackle. If it comes out, it comes out. But it gives Long a chance of another 2 points. Just to make it an 18-point lead, which is a big mountain to climb for any side, especially against the St Helens side that play like that.
Yes, obviously Sean Long kicking well tonight from both sides of the field. Saints are really fired up. Sean McRae finishes with the Saints at the end of the season, and certainly enough to know the lads are going to give him a good going away present. 22 minutes gone. Sean Long tees it up, strikes it well. It's on its way. Oh, it's between the uprights. Saints have an 18-point cushion, as you said, Arrow. 20 points to 2. And 22 minutes gone on the clock. As I said before, Dan, I had it all planned. Me and you at Old Trafford. Yeah, I thought we'd dispose the Leeds. And then, obviously, we'd have had the pie eaters next week. And I think we still have the pie eaters next week. How do we bring them on? Leeds and Wigan, that's going to be a hell of a match on Sunday. The losers of that to play the winners of tonight's game. It certainly looks as though Saints are on the way. And then away we go. But it's the Blue Sox back in the possession. 20 points to 2 the trail. Approaching 24 minutes of the game gone.
Well, Halifax trying to run it out, but Saints there again. Murphy to the 20. Still on him. Joint's one of them. And Joint and Mercer arguing the toss. Joint caught for offside. He's just taking a little too long. Roll up to back to the half, taking the penalty on his own. Ball comes loose. Another mistake. Roll it. Panicking again, taking the quick play, Saints on the counter-attack, and Sean Long, well, bounced off Bloom the first time, then Bloom and Chester finished him off.
Yes, obviously Halifax, as we said, playing catch-up football, 18-point gap, got to try and get points, trying everything there, as you said, Darrell, maybe panic rugby, but they've got to get points on the board, haven't they, quicker, they've got to be next to score. If they're not, well, I think it's going to be Taters. It is well going home now. I told you he was going home at half-time before. Well, it was forward, yeah, as the referee seen it, spoke off gets up with the ball, scrum down, head and feed to the Blue Sox. There was a forward pass. I wasn't going to say it, but the referee's nodding it.
Well, that one did go forward, the two earlier. Just to the long got full for it, but no doubt about that one as it went forward. Blue Sox with possession just inside the first half. And like you say, they need the next start, but tackling like that is not going to bring them anything apart from errors. Halifax had already forced the early errors on stage. They'd been close to the line. Bloom couldn't get the ball down, and really it's all gone downhill from there.
And I know he gave the knock on there, but Mercer, the ball came back, went towards his own post. But he gave that head and feet to the Saints. We'll accept it. The ball was lost. Tommy Martin 1-1 on Mercer. Now the Saints have the possession. Newell of the big man loses the boot. Now it's with Damien Smith. He's another one that's going home at the end of the season. We wish him all the best in whatever he does for the rest of his career. Sean Long, tall half gap, but quickly wrapped up. Mercer and Rowley. And both Mercer and Rowley, the work rate must be tremendous. Parolini pushing the tacklers off. The big Western Samoan drives it forward. Julian O'Neill moves it left. Saints then turn it to the right. Sean Long. But Rowley in again. Long with Skerritt just holding down to the nth degree. Now Saints moving over left. Have they got the numbers? Skulthorpe draws the defence in. Slips it to Sullivan. He steps in touch. Good tackling there on the far side, and he's hurt. The lad's hurt there, Daniel.
Well, it's the ribs again. Couple of games. The rib cartilage damage earlier in the season. Earlier in the season, he's obviously been put there to try and stop Sullivan. Sullivan scored one, but he couldn't get past him on that occasion. Pearson moving him to stand off. Skulthorpe all over him. Pearson complains to Presley. Presley says get on with it. Bouven bringing it out into Parolini. Big hit from Parolini on Halifax winger. Parolini's there again. Gibson, who obviously recovered from that knock, driving the ball in. Marshall, one of the Halifax substitutes, good drive, still making inroads into the defence as goal sink around him. So is Skerritt. Newell hangs on till Skerritt finally falls to the ground. Rowlett kicks from the play the ball, kicks and flings towards the corner. Pressure on Smith, and Smith taken back over his own line. That's good chasing, excellent kick from Flins. From our point here, I couldn't actually see Smith till he came into view. It looked as though there was nobody at home. But that's the sort of pressure that Saints ought to be put under. They were early on by Halifax, and perhaps now the keeping up towards half-time. They realise how much they need the points before half-time. Perhaps now's a chance if you can get some sustained pressure. You can put a first 4-pointer on the board. Pearson gets the return from the dropout into Cunningham. Rowley busying himself at action half. He's looks to get on with it quickly all the time with Rowley. Johnson, Croden, looking for the support. Get it this time, driving forward. Baldwin took it the last time. Rowley's there again. 90 mile an hour. Looks to get the ball moving. Chester. Drop off ball back inside to Gillespie, and his head went back then when Skulthorpe was in. Runching tackle from the St. Blues forward. Flynn switches it back to the right. Mistake from Gary Mercer. Well, Halifax needed sustained pressure, and all they're doing is making the errors. It's creeping up now, but conditions perhaps not helping, not conducive, good old Yorkshire word, to good handling this evening.
Well, we're not doing so bad with it. What's your excuse? I mean, it's same for both sides, isn't it? But I know what you're saying. You just couldn't get it right last week, second half, and obviously things are not going your way so far, I'm very pleased to say. It takes up the possession. Plenty of pressure there, but just losing the ball, trying to force the issue. Chris Smith coming through again. Mercer, Marshall, Baldwin quickly in. Now it's Cunningham, that brings it over to the right. Halifax are going to be stretched over here as long. Well, that looked forward there again, didn't it? It goes to Damien Smith. Damien Smith pushes one off. Big Bloom comes back inside. So fits the ball to the Saints player. Was he taken on suspicion? The ball's still loose. The referee's blown up now. Now what's he going to give? It looks as though the player is taken on suspicion when Damien Smith put the ball inside. I think he's given the knock on the forward pass off for Sean Long as he was back in Smith up there again, Damien Smith. But the Blue Sox nearly paying the penalty again, and State so quick to break. And really, at the crucial times, Donald, the Halifax tackling is non-existent.
Well, it just proved there. Smith seemed to be on the Sunday stroll, but nobody wanted to go near him. When they did, they forced the header. But the point was that by that time, Smith was not a lot nearer the Halifax line. And if the ball had come out the right way, all this and buts, if it had come out the right way, there was another try. And well, with the Union, right holding it at the back of the scrum. Should have done it more for the team of Halifax, and there's one or two other teams doing it, and it's working for the offside as it does with the Rah-Rah boys, so if you can get a penalty out of it, Halifax need the easy yards really to get up towards that Saints half, because by the time they've got there, they've run out of tackles. They need to get there, put some pressure on, but they're finding it difficult to break down this Saints defence. They need somebody that can break through. Clean looks for a bit of space again, down behind Smith. Well, the only option really for Gavin Cleese there, kicking it towards the corner. He's made good ground, Saints will get possession, and Halifax, if they can muster one big effort, may perhaps force an error, or Saints could go to the other end of the field again.
Now don't give up, don't give up. They'll give you a sweetie at half-time. Yeah, once again, scrum down, 11 feet to the Saints. The Blue Sox push the Saints further back, held the ball as well. I'm getting worried about you with these Rah-Rahs, but push the Saints back, but not on this occasion. Saints come up with the possession, long from the base of the scrum. Chris Smith has the possession, wants to get up quickly and play it. Bloom holding him down just to the nth degree. Saints move it to the left. Chris Joint, the captain. Bloom in again for the tackle. Sullivan, that's acting half inside to goal space. And that, well, it's a big hit. There was nothing, didn't look anything wrong with that at all. And the referee moves in. We're having a look at that again. Well, I think he's said that Skerritt just went over the top, but it looks as though he'd come off the ball carrying the arm there, just as we could see out of the corner on the big screen. As being ensconced here this evening, with it being live on Sky. But you're with Micron Video, bringing you all the action with Ron Hoop and Darryl McCauley. And Saints are in the lead by 20.2. That's correct? And 32 minutes gone. Saints in possession. Cunningham attacks in half. Offers the ball to the right, then to the left, then to the right. Perolini comes through. Marshall with the tackle. Saints again taking it blindside. Julian O'Neill, big charge from this fella. Ellen and Skerritt and Harrison have been pushing the issue all evening so far. Saints moving to the left. Another try begging here. Martin puts Skulls through a big hole. You love it in the corner. Piece of cake, isn't it? Piece of cake. The referee's gone to the touch judge. He's got he's pointed to the spot. Newlove in for the try. But Newlove adds an extra one. That's 18th of the season for Paul Newlove. He's 16th in Super League. And it's all one-way traffic. 33 minutes gone. Once again, the Halifax Blue Sox defence, when it comes to the crunch, they just can't hack it. And Saints moving across. Yeah, coming from one end of the field to the other. And I'm sure, obviously, strong words from Pendlebury in the half-time team talk. 7 minutes still to go. And 24 points to 2. Once again, Darryl, I'm thinking obviously, you have a few senior men in there, and it was a hell of a battle against Leeds, and not enough recovery time. I'm glad we had the extra time.
Oh, that's what to go, they certainly is, isn't it? It's certainly full-time professionals, and Carl Harrison and Kelvin Skerritt, who have the contract, so they have obviously still have the belief in their ability, or the club do, to offer them that extra 12 months. But unfortunately, at the moment, it looks like they need 12 months to recover from that game at Leeds last week. Because again, they were at the other end of the field, they've brought it away again, and they've gone and inside their own 20 again, all the time, the same. all four stumps in that position, and Halifax just have no answer to it. They're being pushed off the tackles. The ones that they've not been pushed off, they're not making. And so John Penner did it, just brought them dead flat to see if he can do anything about it. But that one, a bad blow for Halifax. 5 or 6 minutes before half time. And they're sickly because they'd got themselves back into the game, but they were making more of an effort of it. Schoolthorpe threw one at Bloom at the back then. They were making more of the game of it, but again, what the Halifax goalkeeper they sent Alan Clinton, that's where they're giving him the ball. They've got to make sure that they make something of it when they get there. And again, Aitchison easily through Clease's tackle, went down bravely, but wasn't enough to stop the fullback. But the fullback shouldn't have made so many yards, he should have had somebody else chasing the kick.
Yes, Rowley tried to force the issue, kick it through. Aitchison, solid as a rock at the back, under the high ball. Goldspink unloaded to Cunningham. Takes a rampant to throwing the ball about. The Blue Sox hadn't got the answer. Cunningham takes the tackle. Smith, Bloom in again. He unloads it to Sean Long. Sean Long rounds his man. He sees the gap and Long's up again. Looking for support on the inside. Running out to support. Oh, he's out to the tackle. Dear me, the Blue Sox can't hold him. Great work by Sean Long. Weaving in and out like nobody's business. Damien Smith at dummy half. Sids move it over to the left. Halifax are going to be stretched. Martin chips it through. Schoolthorpe's chasing it. It's too deep. Sullivan was up again. Out of the blocks quickly. But the Blue Sox moving up quickly, trying to force the Saints, obviously, to make an error there. But Tommy Martin slid it between the Blue Sox defence. Schoolthorpe was chasing it. Sullivan came down the wing like nobody's business, but the ball just too deep. And now the Blue Sox will restart with a tap from the centre of the 20.
Well, but they'll be looking forward to John Penrith is welcome. At half-time break, 24 points for 2 down. Clarkson lows to Roller. Halifax move it out wide. Bullbank against Smith. Smith sticking to Bullbank, bringing him down. On halfway, ball inside to Marshall. Marshall still with the possession. Big Eric out, sweeping up. 7 mistakes now. They went through the first 15 or 16 in Halifax with just 1 mistake. Saints have made 5, but they've had a lot more possession of St. Helens. They're going to get a lot more from the scrum. Again, it's long from the base of the scrum, moves it to infield. Newlove straightens up. Back the man up with the ball. Saints and the tries are going to come again, aren't they? 4 already. 4 tries, 4 goals, 24 points. Just that solitary penalty goal after the Saints had made the error of kicking out on the full from the kick-off. 3 minutes to the interval. Ioli in with a tackle on Goldspink. Chip kick through there. Chris Smith chasing it. Just gone in touch in the field of play. It'll come back for the scrum. Headed free to the Blue Sox. And since the on-the-road games, Halifax only lost 3. That's obviously Wigan here at the Shea, 14-20. Very unlucky to lose that one against the old Pie Eaters. We'll do them in the next round, Darryl, don't worry, trust me. You lost to Northern Road to the Saints, 36-6, and last week Leeds in the playoffs, 13-6. Well, Lynn's telling Clark to get up and set the ball on his own, and that's why, because the breaking Penalini and Schoolthorpe off the scrum. Good stepping from Bullbank. Runs into trouble eventually into O'Neill. The forwards are still breaking up on that scrum. Get it. Bounces away the first man and the second. Then he's put down by Tommy Martin. Tommy Martin took the arm in, started to push the ball out and got a venomous look from Gerrit. Powell down that right hand side with Halifax taking the leap out of the Saints foot, moving the ball quickly, forcing Saints back, catching 1 or 2 out of position, and they're not allowed to make the tackle. Looking to take advantage with Baldwin. Penalini nails it. Luke Baldwin's looking for the high tackle later. Rowlett, well, Mercer and Baldwin, they're still arguing the odds there. Mercer kicks it, Pearson kicks it through. And Newlove down on the ground, quick as a flash. Went down very quick for the big man there on it.
Yes, and it's a good job he did, because Pearson was, who put the kick in, was hurrying through. A great tackling by the Blue Sox, forcing Sullivan back. Now it is long. Saints have got to clear the line, and you know they can do that. He went to Sculthorpe. Clinch came in. He shouldered him off. Goes Sculthorpe. Well, the ball's gone. The ball's gone down. Sculthorpe comes up with it. Cunningham. Well, he's given the two knock-ons. First knock-on, I think, against Cunningham. We just couldn't see from our angle. Obviously, Sculthorpe got hurt here at the new Shea, as they say. Quick feed at the scrum. The referee's not happy with it. Obviously, the scrum wasn't back. But Halifax want to get on with it, don't they, Darryl? They need the point.
Well, we can see what Clinch are doing there. Quite adept at nipping in and punching the ball out. Is Gavin Clinch. Here goes Pearson. Pops it up. Wastes the possession from Pearson. Silly play. 40 minutes to 12. Wilson's gone anywhere. That'll be wide. Big screen. John Penny is on the big screen at the back. Looking that more visible than he was 40 minutes ago. And Sean McRae has still got the smile on his face. And I know the special guest of Sky tonight is Tony whether he's not or not. Whether he'll really need to with the way Saints have played. Peter Walsh, all these Super League coaches are here. Peter Walsh is learning a few lessons for all. But after Halifax had a green start with Pearson's conversion, 2 points still after Pearson kicked it the cup. And then Saints went on the rampage, 4 drives, all coming from inside their own 20. Tommy Martin, Chris Joyce, Anthony Sullivan and Paul Newell. Halifax no answer to the power play of St Helens, who was constantly went from one end of the field to the other. 4 conversions from 1, 3 conversions from a penalty. Long way back for Halifax against the same side. They've probably done enough in the first half, and they'll just be looking to play safety rugby. Now they know they've all but got the game won, and all they have to do is watch Halifax. Stand back and watch Halifax and see if they make the mistakes they did in the first half, drop off the tackles, and Halifax, well, it might be the end of the road, still 40 minutes, but the new shape, which up to now is not a forward, ready for Halifax Blue Sox still.
Back with the owl at the Shea for the second half of this elimination semi-final. Saints in the driving seat, 24 points to 2 in the lead. The kicked off through the first half, it went in on the full. Pearson took the penalty from the centre spot. We were saying obviously all points could be crucial. And then over the further 8 minutes, with Halifax putting pressure on the Saints, all down at the Saints end. But then the Saints came through. 3 tries in 8 minutes from Martin, Joyce and Sullivan, all goal by Long. A 22nd minute Long penalty goal, and then a Paul Newell try 7 minutes before the interval. That's the score, that's how it stands. It's the Blue Sox to kick off. The team talk at half time in the Blue Sox dressing room from John Pendlebury will be X-rated. Sean McRae will be quite happy, and as Darryl said at half time, or at the half time summary, Saints now really, obviously they've got to absorb the Blue Sox pressure. It's imperative that they get points on the board, but they can't sit back, but yet they can hold on to that lead hopefully. The Blue Sox kick off. Saints take it in the in-goal area, Chris Smith, and solid tackling there. Skerritt, who's played right through. I don't think he's been off the field, has he, Darryl Skerritt? He's usually replaced, but he's up for it. And I was thinking that obviously him and Carl Harrison maybe, oh, that looks like a lie from Pearson on Newell. Nothing malicious. But Newell looks at him. Saints still have the possession. The Blue Sox, obviously, the tackling has got to tighten up 100%. But it's Goldspink, the enforcer, takes it downfield. And his friend Mark Carroll, he's gone home now. The Blue Sox, the Broncos forward. But the ball kicked downfield. Gibson that takes it. I think he's gone to full back, hasn't he, Darryl?
Well, it looks like it's John Penny will have to do something. But it's no reflection on Pearson, the fact that Saints had the 4 tries, which is the tackle, but this right from the start from the Saints 20. But the first set of Saints had the ball. Halifax went up, got in the faces, forced the kick. We've got to bring the ball back, but they've got to keep it going for 40 minutes and see if they can get in with a team try. A long way to go, and I don't know what, well, I can imagine what words John Fenley would have used, which one they used with it at half time, but he certainly made it known because he would have expected a better performance from Halifax on their own ground, but Saints came out 90 miles an hour and they've shown how they should be played. But again, we've gone through this discussion at half time. The recovery time, as far as Halifax is concerned, is not long enough. Damien Smith's off, Gibson after him, great chase from Gibson, but panic play in the opening minutes. Halifax went close with Bloom with a play like that earlier, when a try might have made a bit of difference to what went on in the first half. But Saints, again, from one end of the field, back on the attack at the other.
Yes, Damien Smith couldn't win the race. Down with Tommy Martin, after Sullivan had had a go. Martin offers the ball, the runner on the diagonal, the Terminator, it's ripped it to Cunningham. Cunningham going for the line. Oh, it's over, super strider. The referee's going to have a look at it. There's nothing wrong with that, Mr. Presley. Trust me, I can tell you, he's going to have a look at the screen. What's he looking for? Well, he's asking the video referee to judge on that, but I think that's a try all the way by Cunningham. The state spectators, well, yeah, the Cunningham that went over. The state spectators like it. Oh, he's pointed to the spot. No problem. I could have told him that already. He didn't need to go over. Great play by the state. Once again, coming virtually the full length of the field. Smith went for the interception. Well, Smith got the interception. Damien Smith. Halifax forcing the issue again. He had Cunningham backing him up. Lovely split ball for Cunningham. And he took 2 or 3 over with him. Touchdown. And Saints in for the 5th try. And Long going to pop this one over. Make it the 30 points. And, well, definitely Darryl. There's no way back now for the Blue Sox.
Well, panic play early on. Long pass out. Speculator. Halifax really had no option. They were desperate to get the first points on the board. Smith out of the block, off down the field, and Gibson with no to captain. But it's alright, Gibson coming back, but there's 1 or 2 players. As I was saying, when that interception was made, there was another long discussion at half time over the recovery period, because it's obvious that this is not how Halifax Blue Sox play. They've shown that by beating Saints once this season. They've shown it by where they finished in the league in 3rd place. Finished 3rd in the league, and to have 4 days to recover, it's not long enough, as we've argued long and hard during half-time break.
Yeah, we're not making it as an excuse. We were just saying that when it comes to the end of the season, which are the showpiece games at the end of the season, that displays like this obviously don't do the Blue Sox justice. As Chris Smith scampers away, post back, 4 tacklers in, he's still bouncing up and down. He's going to hold the ball, not going to lose it. Saints going to play it quickly. Cunningham, well, the ball not played correctly. The man really saying it was knocked on, but my word, he was being mauled by 4 Blue Sox players. The referee was right on the job. He chooses to ignore it and give head and feed to the Blue Sox. Dear me.
They want everything, don't they? Long up quickly. Powell against Sullivan. And Sullivan hanging on long enough for Joint to complete the tackle, loses the assistance. Mercer checks Joint. And then Joint there again with Sullivan. And I think that's Cunningham that's adding his weight to that tackle. Well, referee Steve Presley seeing something. Halifax will get the penalty. And it's been a very fair game. 3 penalties for Halifax, 8 to 2. So as far as discipline goes, we both set to up to now. And perhaps you would expect that Halifax players might lose the temper, but they're getting on with the game. Roller quickly if they get it to the half, not just get it. He's being persistent and he's charging the ball up to the Saints defence. Hasn't broke it yet. The chance is now perhaps that Mercer can't pick off Newell. Bloom steps over the half inside to Marshall, back to Bloom. Bloom stepping out, but managed to get the pass away to Chester. Chester off towards the Saints line. Could there be a try-on? Long ball out wide, there's men waiting for it. Bouvet in at the corner, but loses possession as he stretched towards the line. Such good move. So Steve Presley, the ball will come back to the 20. So Halifax had 3 or 4 men out there. Desperate defence. Bouvet had really saw the line and went for it, just couldn't get the ball down.
Yes, in the top left-hand corner, just as Bloom did in the bottom left-hand corner in the first half. Just not going your way. 30 points to 2, 7 minutes gone of the second half. They're over in a playoff situation, but in Super League, the Blue Sox with only 1 win over the Saints out of 6 outings. And Goldspink again, powers it downfield. Saints losing the options and Long ducking under the tackle, and then Bloom wrapped him up, and he laughed at him as he gets up, just exchanging pleasantries. As you say, Darryl, played in a good manner, and especially being at the end of a 30 points to 2 scoreline, your tempers sometimes get frayed. Martin with a little kick through, but well taken on the far side. Bouveng takes it, Martin with the tackle, the Blue Sox back in possession.
So Bloom has to dig it out on his own, nobody behind him. Good kick to Martin, scoops up again though, Gibson. Face on into Steelthorpe. All wrapped up and put down. Mercer up the middle. Steelthorpe kind of against this joint. Up to halfway, ball release, Baldwin. Baldwin gets it back to Rowley. Not the best of passes, but it's stuck. Rowley gets it out to Clark. Clark stepping inside. And Steelthorpe getting his arm around the ball to make sure it's stayed in the grip of Clark. Pearson steps inside, he's lost Newell. Support from Chester. Chester can't make the line, big it from Aitchison. Newell there as well. Better play from Halifax. Mercer a little chip through, this could go anywhere. Powell ducking under tacklers. Ball's down. Referee Steve Presley has a look at his assistant. Well, I don't think you agree with that, Ronnie, but Halifax finally managed to get over the whitewash, and that came because they made Dio Powell on the end of a string of passes. Halifax making safe good after the ball, takes the ball, and for once it was Halifax that managed to keep it alive, and an easy try for Dio Powell, who's close to the season, and slim, very slim up for Halifax.
Very slim. Keep on leaning on that Perma. Oh, what a kick from Pearson. Yes, what a super kick. Right between the uprights. Obviously the Blue Sox went into the side. We think it was Powell, was he? I'm not quite sure. Powell went into the corner. But from the previous play, when Halifax played the ball, when he didn't play the ball, but they got away with it, they moved on and they moved it quickly. I know you're laughing at me. It doesn't make any difference. I know it's 30 points to 8. But never played the ball, but you've got to get on with it. Keep taking the tablet. Saints have the possession, 30 points to 8. No chance of a comeback. I'll be on the town hall steps with a band playing outside if Halifax win tonight. With your pants round my ankles. Kieran Cunningham moved it away onto Perolini, the Terminator. He drives it up. 4 men round him. It might give the Blue Sox a bit of a boost. Goldthorpe picks the ball up, runs it up hard, moving it down the right-hand flank. They take it centre field. Goldspink puts it back to Long. It bounces favourably, and Long's winding his way through. He meets Bloom. Rolling, is that rolling here as well? Get up slowly from the tackle, take it blindside. Goldthorpe drills it downfield. So much beef on that. The idea was right, just the execution was too much on it. They'd persisted down that blindside. The Blue Sox will restart from the centre of the 20, and Gibson sets up the running.
So Scunthorpe should get it then as give Halifax a chance to get the ball in their hands, and perhaps that side gives them a little more confidence because it actually stuck, because they made a lot of handling errors up to now. We had the fortunate bounce of course, but they string the passes together, they made Saints chase it, and now they move out to the left hand side. Des Clark almost through, support there from Bloom, Smith and Bouvet been WF on that far side of it, all in rules. I don't know if he's given Halifax a scrum, perhaps it was knocked down by a St Helens hand, actually given an offside. So Chris Smith a little further forward than he should have been, but Halifax will accept the penalty and go towards that third line. Harrison into O'Neill, Rowlett, bringing Mercer on. Mercer through one, up towards Aitchison, knocking him off his balance, looking to get up and play it quickly. Halifax pressing on that Saints line again, setting up the move. Chester brings it back to Baldwin. Baldwin gets it away to Clark. Clark running across the section and gets the pass away to Pearson. Ball's dead now though. Pearson gets up and plays it quickly. Rolling again. Dobson to Maxine. Gibson inside, steps one into Aitchison and Goldsby. Halifax still pushing desperate for more points. Chester back inside to get it, but Penalini all of a sudden does well to get it back to Chester. Chester looks round for support. Mercer was there. Pass up just good enough. Ball down on the sideline. Is it over the sideline? No, and Halifax a bit of pressure, sustained pressure on that Saints line. They need to continue it now though. Yeah, they need to put pressure on, there's no danger about that, forcing the issue and trying to force Saints into an error. Sullivan will come away with it, taken by Baldwin. The Saints are going to move it quickly, I think, Padalini takes it centre. Matautia on the short ball to Dealer Matautia. Chris Joyce, right thigh heavily strapped. He's struggling a bit there with the injury, but he's the captain and he's leading his troops to a game against either Leeds or Wigan, the leader of that game a week on Sunday. And let's have the pie eaters, let's do them in the semi. Let's make sure they win night this season. As the Blue Sox move it over to the left, David Bouban. Well, Halifax had done the work in defence, forced Martin into kicking. Bloom's almost back to halfway. Giant and Cunningham wrap him up. He gets the pass away, which is good play because he's drawn the two defenders in. Rowlett able to take advantage. O'Neill in to Rowlett. Mercer at action half off, short ball to Skerritt. Skerritt takes three with him as he's put down. So action half there. Rowlett picks it up eventually. Halifax goes to the left again. Flint in the drummer. Gets it away to Clark. Well, I think Gavin Flint was off the floor when he tried to release that pass, and he had the direction as the pass set off, but he was being pulled round in the tackle. Ball went to ground, but it's certainly a different looking Blue Sox side in the second half. Yeah, and you'd play different, wouldn't you, if you had the tongue lacking, as you say, off John Pendlebury, with all them rushing words. But it's Newell! He breaks through, he's sent it to Sullivan! Oh, there he goes! Behind the stick, once again, long distance try, after the Blue Sox putting pressure on. Sullivan in for his second of the evening, the leading try scorer in Super League, now with 23. And once again the Saints capitalise on loose play. Quick handling as they move it there. Newell broke through, the power of the man. The Blue Sox couldn't hold him. Sullivan right on his shoulder, and he went behind the stick. Going to be another 6 points. Long will tag this one on. 8 points to the Blue Sox, 34 at present to the Saints. A little lucky to Flint and he started the ball to fly. His intentions with him, but he was, I think his feet were off the ground. It came out like a bullet as he was spun round. Halifax lost possession and were unable to regroup. And as I said, they were looking a different side. Unfortunately, same result again. Saints took it up in their own quarter of the field, and then it is under the black dot at the other end again. This time with Sullivan. But whatever glimmer of hope Halifax might have had from that time, the pressure that they've been putting on, It's too well and truly killed now by that start from Sullivan and the conversion from long because they will still keep that big gap. 36 points away. Halifax looking to close it down, but obviously I find it haven't by anybody to defend against sides like that. You lose possession, you're going forward, you can't turn around and read it quick enough. And the other side come away and say pass masters at it. Everybody's seen it over the years. And Clark takes the ball from the kick-off. Good again from St Helens. Jamie Bloom dancing about in front of the defensive line. They're not really making any attempt to move it on him. They're just waiting for him to come to them, and then they put him down. Allison down by Newland and Martin. He's trying to get up and play it quickly. A bit of a trailing out of Allison coming round. Chicken chase here, down behind Aitchison. Aitchison's going to get back to clear it up. But good chases from Gibson and Poole.
Yeah, great kicking to open space there by the Blue Sox. Aitchison had to turn round and pick it up. Obviously, the big man had to go down low for it. Took it safely. Awesome conditions, safe for both sides. Slippery, a lot of rain, still can't break through. Just tops one that just bounced up off the shoulder and took him round the neck. Cunningham unloads it long, speculator out to Newlove. Newlove to Sullivan, he goes without it. Sullivan reclaims it, but the referee says the ball had gone back, and Pearson and Newlove just exchanging pleasantries again. Just talking as it went through, nothing in that at all, but there we go, head and feet to the Blue Sox. Shake sporting the issue again, could have come down the wing, Newlove with the pass, Sullivan couldn't take it, clinch the feed.
Well, that's the flight, Newlove and Sullivan again, out wide. After Halifax are doing all the work, trying to go forward, and then having to run 90 metres to get back to their own sideline. When they're looking jaded. Marshall, pirouettes into tackle. Metalcia, no messing about from Metalcia was joint. They put Marshall down. Taken it as he gets up. Moana back on for Halifax. Inside to Powell, trying to go underneath Newlove. Gets up and has another go. Newlove gets in second attempt and wants to keep hold of him. Powell allowed to get it and play it eventually. Clean short ball to Harrison. Trappy on the floor, Rolly clears up for Halifax. Gets it away to Moana. Rolly again at action half. Back to that left hand side. Great ball from Flint to Mercer. Mercer long pass over the top. Clark, good ball inside to Jamie Bloom. Great ball from Des Clark inside to Bloom. Celebrate to the supporters in the south stand, which is finally open. What a school for that was expected it to be. But Halifax throw one or two touches. Even if it was too late. But Clark made it a bit of a trademark this season. That's well in the track round behind the defence. This time it was Jamie Bloom with his guys prior the season. He's moved Halifax into double figures. And Halifax looking for perhaps a little respectability now.
Yes, I think that's all they can play forward in the second part of the second half. 21 minutes gone. Lovely drop-off ball on the inside from Des Clark to Bloom. Coming through with an angle. That's how Bradford got the first try last week against the Saints there. Whether they obviously depends on his thought the Saints were vulnerable. And Pearson comes in, strikes it well. But it's waved away. 12 to the Blue Sox, 36 to the Saints. And if they can capitalise there on loose play by the Saints, which there's been very little of so far this evening, maybe further tries will be forthcoming. But 12 points to the Blue Sox, 36 to the Saints. Clinch the kick-off, 22 minutes gone. Vila Matautia driving it downfield. one of the trio of Western Samoans that's going to be at the Saints next season. There's the other, Perolini, and Ferretti Tuilangi, that's currently with Halifax, but injured. He's going to be in the Saints ranks next season. Julian O'Neill taking the ball up. Taking up all day. Will O'Neill get a crack in the mouth, but his pains. Scunthorpe takes it up now. Harrison, the captain, trying to rally his troops. Hammond, Carl Hammond on. Moving down to the London Broncos after the end of this season. And he'd like to go out with a grand final medal. As wouldn't all of the clubs did for minutes. But the ball's rubbered to touch. Scrum to be formed. 20 metres in. And 10 metres from the Blue Sox line. 18 minutes left. And 24 points in the, between the teams. Paul Davidson on as well, so Sean McRae sending on the fresh legs.
Well, we've got some team men who've looked as though they've had pressure legs for the Blue Sox tonight. Blue, we could have scored one in the first half. He's got one in the second half. Pearson stepping inside. O'Neill and Perolini. Pretty like to be used to men of that size, especially when you're an half back to the three-quarter. Pearson doing the work for the Blue Sox. Now back with the big men. Harrison turns and unloads for Clark. Clark looks for support. Scunthorpe in the way. Took it out of the grip of Moana. And Halifax on defence again after wasting possession. And again, it's early in the tackle count. I'm surprised the referee didn't blow up for Scunthorpe loitering with intent, as he did before. But Saints are playing it, coming out, a lovely ball, onto Davidson, he can't take it, the ball's gone down, the Blue Sox have the possession back. Pearson now, stamping away from the acting half-back position, he's moving over to the left. Cunningham comes in, upends him, bounces him to the earth, now it's Worley at dummy half, and the Blue Sox moving it to the left with Mercer. Saints going from almost a copy out of the one Davidson scored at Moseley Road a few weeks ago, where looked a bit for passes, he dropped the ball into his hand and he raced away. Halifax has still in possession again. Scunthorpe comes up with it for the Saints. Back on the attack and looking for more points.
Yeah, the ball's going from side to side as much as this microphone's changing hands between me and Daryl. But Clark tried to unload it back after Heal forcing the pass. Saints come up with it with Scunthorpe, and now Perolini has the possession. Cunningham attacking half, 20 metres out from the Blue Sox line. That's out here on the diagonal run, looking for support. Long skimming inside. Well, the tackle not completed, Long still going. Threading his way through. Ball with one of the tacklers in there. Now it's the Saints moving over to the right. Hammond. Oh, pinpoint ball. It looks like it was knocked on there. Damien Smith looks up. I think that ball was knocked forward. It was a bullet pass out there to that right flank. Head and feet to the Blue Sox. Saints forcing the issue. 10 metres from the Blue Sox line. 15 minutes of the game remain. And it's Blue Sox 12. Saints 36.
A bit more excitement in the second half, despite the fact that both sides are making it absolute marvel handling there. There's about 10 apiece, I noticed it. But it indicates that neither side is holding back, they're throwing the ball about. Saints trying to show a bit more flair. Halifax doing it probably a bit more in desperation. Blumen lost to Rowley, does well as he draws two defenders in, but Rowley runs into trouble back in the same spot with I think the same two tacklers, Cunningham and Michalcia. Back up towards halfway, Marshall, this tackles with Cunningham. Marshall looks very quickly to play the ball. Rowley will go for that and a half. Flat pass, Moana loses it. More errors, and it looks as though the last guys are looking at it. It's going to be more decent. Well, they're going to be still with Eric. It's the last 5 or 6 certainly are. He's only back to record. Moana breaks in the back of the scrum. Release. Well, the Dorset, that's for the Saints possession there. We'll have everything we can get because we've not had much tonight. Rowley again from acting half. Cunningham there quickly, unloads to Mercer. And O'Neill clambering over Mercer to make sure he can't turn around and get the ball away. Cleese, short ball to Addison, does well to keep hold of it. Addison finds one out to Cleese. Cleese in for a try. Well, we thought Saints had possession, but Halifax to do what Saints did, to turn the ball about, to back it up. O'Neill's tackle on Mercer, the only one that was a full man and ball tackle. Other than that, Harrison didn't like the centre again. You would normally expect Gavin Cleese to be these inside corners, but Harrison, the player, Cleese in behind the post. And the shooting not quite as loud as it has been at the start of this season. But Halifax still they competed more in the second half, Pearson clocked over with a two. And it looks a bit healthy, but it's down to 18.
Well, as you said, Alan, both looking at each other. Moana definitely knocked the ball, well, it looked towards us, he definitely knocked the ball on. And the stop player, we was expecting to come down with heavy feed to the save. It came out the Blue Sox way, and obviously from that resulting scrum, it come up with that quick try. Good work by Harrison, picked the ball up, struggled with it a little bit, and then fed it inside to Clinch. Great play from the captain. And now you're back in with a Smith, 36-18, halfway there, and there's still 12 minutes left to play. Matautia breaks out of the tackle, pushing him off left and right, flips it to Paul Anderson who's just come on. The other state substitution, now to Paul Davidson. Les takes it well, now he plays it to Anderson. Another player that's refuses to be moving at the end of the season. They've offered him a contract and it's not good enough for him. Anderson's lost the ball. Looks as though there was a little bit of an arm maybe in, but the referee right on the job. He says Anderson had knocked it forward, so State's coming up with the errors there. And can the Blue Sox win the ball from the scrum, which they should do, and can they put another try on the board that will certainly put them back in with a slip, won't it? At 36-24. Somebody's gone off in the blood bin there. The referee right on the job. Held up the clock while the replacement comes on. It's a faint blood bin. And it's still coming back on. And straight in the front row, head and feet to the Blue Sox. Clinch puts it in the scrum.
Well, can there be any more twists in this game? Saints have seemingly done enough by half time, but Halifax have certainly taken it to the Saints in the second half. It's a shame they couldn't find this second wind in the first half. But whatever John Pendlebury has said at half time, it's obviously worked, because the second half performance has been a big improvement on the first. There's Clark put down by Hammond, Rolex to the left hand side, Cleese coming back inside, trying to find a way through. Anderson was slowed him down. Hammond went in with a thundering tackle from the back. Rowley with a chip through, chip and chase to the line. Rowley, did he get it down? Well, he's pulled it towards him, so he's going to give a knock on anyway. But little bit of invention from Rowley. Certainly caught the Saints defence, and the first man there, if he could have collected it, would have been another 4 points.
Yeah, very unlucky there, Paul Rowley. As we've seen at half time, obviously Saints took the foot off the gas a little bit. You can't afford to hang back, but a try from Cunningham in the second minute, a try from Sullivan in the 15th minute. Obviously coming inventive play. 3 tries for the Blue Sox in the second half. Coming back right into it. Saints still have the possession. Anderson to Hammond. Unloads it to Skolpart. Skolpart looking for support on the inside. Once again, the last tackle of the sequence. It's rubbered downfield. Gibson's going to go for it, but it was touching goal. The Blue Sox will restart with a tap from the centre of the 20. They've looked good value in the second half. Oh, I beg your pardon. Went out and pulled the play, did they? I thought it went out in the dead ball. But obviously, wrong again. I mean, you've only a chance of getting it right and wrong, and we got it wrong. But it's head and feet for the Blue Sox. 9 minutes to play. 36-18 in favour of the visitors. It's the Royal Reed.
Last 7 or 8 minutes. 36-18. And Halifax should took the value for money in the second half, putting up a good fight against the team. But the first 40 minutes the damage was done. They move it out wide again. Lowe can't get around Tommy Martin. Full bench. We go for that in half. The wall of red shirts moving up in a line. Ball's come loose. Referee has waved play on. Martin took a long time to pick it up. Martin's after him and drags him to the ground. Powell inside. Flint on the last tackle. Only one down. Well, everybody's shocked, so Flint has set one there. He's set the late one. There's a pile of bodies on the floor. Let's get ready to rumble. Steve Presley wanted to see where the ball went. He knew what was going on because all the players that were in view on this monitor went the opposite way to the ball. Committed, yes, he should be, Ronnie, you're right, he should be. But, well, pitches from the other side, he comes over. Pitches up far side, what's it, Keller? I've seen it, or near anybody. Committed. Well, obviously that's committed, but Halifax are going to get a penalty, there's no doubt about that. Steve Presley, I'll get 56 on their own.
Jarrett, he's right there, and he's there, he kicked, Flint got took out, fair enough. State play was committed, he went into him, he was coming in for him. Sean Long it must be, he's being spoken to. The referee was right on the job, the ball went through, he stopped the play straight away, as you said, he knew what had happened, but yet he pops out, he puts the thing that the incident on report, and obviously it's going to the judiciary. He's looking for an elbow in the face or something. He's bringing play back up. I don't think that's the right decision, but he's waving the tackle count off, and the Blue Sox now within 20 metres of the safe line.
Yeah. 6 minutes, a lot for Halifax to do. There's interference at the play of the ball. Halifax are going to go for the shot with Jed Clark. And Clark getting close to that line until the cavalry got there in the south here. And it's John Manning with Halifax to get the ball out wide. Flint to move for close attention again under the post and two. Mercer, quick hands to Martin out. He's just come on. Roller. Pickling. Somebody out of the block there, Moana. Can't escape the clutches of Sean Long. Luke down there, he might have got the ball out. It could have been a little bit quicker. Setting off early in the first half, Martin Moana. Halifax keep the ball alive. Pearson going towards that same flight and getting very close. Goldsmith and Long stopping him. Mercer going for the power play and he's got the ball down for match half. Well, he's going to look at the screen. If he lost it, I think he may have rolled out after he put it down. I'm not sure, but obviously very difficult to stop a man. He's got himself on a low trajectory towards the line of Gary Mercer. And it looks just well after that thing for the Blue Sox. They don't think they'll win the match. There's not enough left in it for that. But they've given the fans something to cheer about in the second half. Usually, the longer they look, the less likely they have to give the try. There's about 14 standards here covering this one. So one of them must get it. Right or wrong. But again, especially there, but the markings are clear on the field. He stood at that side when Mercer went over. So why do you also make the decision? Talking in the good old days, that would have been a try, as many would have been, that's gone to a video replay. Give the try or not, get on with the game. Well, give the try to Mercer. Took a long time in coming, of course, they don't stop the clock on the video replay, I don't think, do they? So that went a little bit up. But Pearson will put it down on the floor, get it over as quick as he can. And if Halifax have another 10 or 15 minutes, or played for 10 or 15 minutes better in the first half, Who knows, it might have been different. I've still got that try. But the one thing that Halifax have worked hard on this season, the defence let them down for the first 40 minutes and they're paying the price.
Yeah, 36-24. Just two converted tries, separate the sides. About 3 minutes remain. The Blue Sox win in the second half by 22 points to 12. But the ball not going 10 metres. That linked the clock up, won't it? Instead they're trying a little bit of variation. Obviously with a sniff there. And as I said, just easing up the gas in the second half. Even though they scored 2 tries in the second half, just easing up. And unfortunately they've let Halifax back in the game. You find over the season that they just don't have that killer instinct when they need to. They keep going and keep going and keep going. It's psychological at 24-2 and nevertheless the game's won. But there we go, 36 points to 24 now. Tommy Martin with a good left-footed kick here, but takes on the attack. Well, the referee's not happy with it. It's Halifax offside, so he's penalised and he's sent them back. Takes with his set of sticks now. The game's, well, it's beyond doubt, I think, that 12-point pushing for the Colts. But another try will obviously put it out of sight. Hammond offers the domain, lovely football this time. Hammond will do the world of good down there at the street with the Broncos. John Long winding his way through, just been put on report. I think it was Long anyway. Tommy Martin for the one-pointer. Martin comes away with it. Well, it's the Halifax player saying it's waved away, but the referee's given it. 39 minutes on the clock. You reckon there must have been a touch there. A drop goal to Tommy Martin, his first of the season. It'll eat the clock up, won't it? The Saints having to give Halifax possession back and try to keep going round, and obviously a hefty protest. There could be, well, there's 4 minutes left on the sky clock on the big screen. Obviously the clock has been stopped at 2-3. And the traffic for the loose loads of that. Anyway. We're good at that. Halifax forward, short ball, grip ball to Gillespie. Gillespie away from Pellerini into the tackle of Martin. He's got the legs on Pellerini, who's all over Gillespie. Like the Raff, I think it was lazy. Pearson. Blue. Out to Powell. Powell stepping inside and then outside. Has the legs on Davidson. Davidson's chasing him all the way. Gets the ball back inside to Sullivan. Goes towards the touchline. Panic play, obviously not much time left on the clock. Good play from the Blue Sox. Saints will be content, I think, to play out the 5 tackles and get it to the other end of the field. I think you're right there. You've welded Darryl Powell. With the ball pulled out by the Blue Sox, 1-on-1, heading feed to the Blue Sox. 14 minutes gone on our watch, obviously as Darryl was saying, time stopped for the video then. 37 points to 24, Halifax head and feed. Long pass out from three. Moana drops to the stand-off position, Davidson slides out with him, so does Carl Hammond. Pearson. Trying to move it out quickly. Gibson back inside. Nice ball for Bloom. And Bloom shielding his head there. Just seems somebody coming towards him. Mercer again going for the power play. And moves to the way. Kenny Mercer going for the penalty. No left quickly. Takes defence to drawn in. Flint goes for the grubber on the floor. Aitchison watches it go over the line. Well, I don't know where Flint went then. It's a penalty. Flint was pulled back. Quickly second. Well, the normal ruling now is that referees will get people into position before the quick tap, the element of surprise, take you out of the game. Just the rugby league has said everybody's got to be in position. Again, something else is to spoil the game down a little bit. Moana through, skipping through the defence. Moana behind the post.
Well, what can we say about that? It's certainly put a mockery on this game as far as Saints' domination in the first half was concerned. And after saying that Halifax was so tired in the first half and not having the time to recover, suddenly the back in 6 points, Pearson switched it over. Well, it was a dream one, but 7 points. And for people that haven't actually seen it and just see a score from Adam and say, well, a good game that way. Well, it has been in the second half, as far as Halifax is concerned, because they've chased the game. They set the shots, they've got stops and reeling, and he's trying to get the possession. They've chased the game, they've got back to within 7 points, so it looks as though it's Saints might have scored 20 at half. Yeah, you're right, Darryl, there, forcing the issue. Moana with the try into the stick. Short kick again, not going right. Saints had a attack restart from the halfway line, the penalty. Thought they might have had a go for goal, put it right down, but they're going to run it. Still that controversial drop goal from Terry Martin. Sculthorpe takes it through. Moana with the eye tackle, didn't look anything in, he obviously has been pulled for the eye tackle. But there was no finish at all. Well, there's the final result. That's the end of the game, Darryl. The Blue Sox winning the second half by 28 points to 13. Well, as you said, it's all what could have been. Handshakes all round. The Saints march on to another game against against the losers of Sunday's game. Wigan against Leeds. So a week on Sunday, Saints are away to the losers. So either it's Central Park or Headingley. The second half started off well. Cunningham with a try for the Saints. Made it 30 points, a long goal, it made it 30 points to 2, and then it was the revival by the Blue Sox, fronted double. Tries from Bloom, Clinch, Mercer, Moana, and Powell in the second half. And it's all what it could have been. If you'd have got it together in the first half, you turned over too much ball, obviously, after pressing on the Saints line, couldn't penetrate, couldn't get the point. The Saints come away for long distance tries. But in the second half, as you say, it's a game of 2 halves. I don't know if the Saints just eased off the gas a bit, but certainly Halifax put them to the test, didn't they? And you must be bitterly unlucky at the end. So this is Halifax had not had time to recover as we suggested. So that's Saints have put all their exertions into the first half and ratcheted up that lead. We knew they were not for a longer second half, and they did. Well, that's really good. They won the 7 points. They deserved the score for the first half performance. But they said it was go to Halifax. They're picking themselves up at half time. And I think if anything, John Pendlebury has said, don't let the supporters down. And after this season, they'll have a second defeat at the gate. They've been a revelation this season. A lot of people have failed to take Halifax seriously. But there's no big names, there's no big stars, but they've played as a unit, they've played as a team, they've stuck together, and fortunately the luck just went out in the end. But the fact that they've got to this position isn't down to luck, it's down to the players that John Pendlebury got, and the coaching message that John Pendlebury uses. He inherited a team last season, this season he took his own players. He's gelled a very good squad together, it's only a very small squad. They stick together, they play for each other as they did throughout the second half tonight. But that's it till Clipper League 4 as far as Halifax is concerned. Things go on, and I wish you all the best. However far you may go, just because you've got to play Leeds or Wigan, and they're other teams that beat us this season.
I don't know how you can sit there and say things like that and not mean it. But anyway, thanks, Darryl. We've been with some video. It's been an exciting game. It looked all one-way traffic at one stage. The final score here at the Shea, 37 points to the Saints, 30 to the Blue Sox. You've been with Mike Ron, we've been with Ron Hoof and Darryl McCauley. You can join me for the next game against the Pie Eaters or the Loiners. And watch out, the Saints are coming.